Hello and welcome to your weekly guide of this week's news to get you through the weekend. I'm standing in for your usual Weekend 101 guide, Nicolaus Bauer, who is off for the next 3 weeks on a tour of Cuba. Lucky fish. Now we can all breathe a sigh of relief as mine workers have finally settled on a deal in the disastrous London wage negotiations, which saw over 40 mine workers killed. Now mine workers have returned to the mines on Thursday in return for pay rises of between 11 and 22%. That puts them just shy of the 12,500 rand they were demanding. Now, this news puts an end to weeks of violent tension at the mines, not to mention the huge losses that London was facing. However, Cosatu General Secretary Vavi has warned that this might set a dangerous precedent, given that the normal bargaining processes have been compromised. But don't forget that Vavi and established unions like Cosatu affiliate, the National Union of Mine Workers, are facing something of a legitimacy crisis, as they were largely rejected by Marikana miners. This was one of the issues that came up at the Trade Federation's elective conference this week, where Vavi and all other Cosatu leaders were elected unopposed. The trade union also refused to state a position on the upcoming ANC battle between ANC President Jacob Zuma and his deputy Kgalema Motlanthe, pushing for unity instead. Good luck with that one, Vavi. Everyone and their uncle seems to have an opinion on the ANC's leadership battle. In other news for Gauteng motorists, e-tolling can technically go ahead after a constitutional court ruling on Thursday. But hold your horses before you start protesting in the streets or on Twitter. Government is still going to review their options ahead of a full review later this year. In international news, 8 South Africans have been killed in a revenge bombing in Afghanistan over an anti-Islam film that has sparked global outrage. The short film, posted on YouTube as The Innocence of Muslims, has caused violent and massive protests across the world, causing hundreds of injuries and deaths. The South Africans were working for a private aviation firm and were killed by a suicide bomber known only as Fatima. France is also bracing for an outrage and a backlash after a satirical publication printed crude cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad in response to the outrage over the film. And on to lighter news, that fabulous and famous royal couple, William and Kate, are battling to stem the tide after a rogue photographer took photos of Kate bathing topless. Magazines and websites across the world published the photos, and the royals have only managed to stop publication in France via a court injunction. There's been plenty of wailing and gnashing of teeth over the whole affair, with William comparing it to the press's infamous hounding of his late mother, Princess Diana. Our advice: don't get your kit off in public if you don't want people to see you naked. And that's it for our Weekend 101 for this week. Tune in next week, and so long from us at the Mail and Guardian.